Hi everybody, my name is Robert and I'm from Unive VGZ ISA Trias. We're a Dutch health insurance company, one of the largest in the Netherlands, 4.2 million insurees. But before we go on, I was wondering how many people here are working in healthcare or active in healthcare? What's the mixture? Okay, so I just can assume the rest is regular Momo visitor. Okay, part of my translation is a bit more about the Dutch situation in healthcare. We've heard some great speakers, but what's the Dutch viewpoint in this road to mobile health? I mean, great stories, and the international market is very different from the Dutch market. Obama is very proud of us because we have the safety net here, which isn't present in America, for example. So how does it affect mHealth? Are we just listening here and watching out for developments and just doing our day-to-day grazing, or is something else happening? Because if I look at the Dutch iTunes App Store on the category of health, there are 148 applications there, many about calorie counters or body mass calculators. A few cool location-based services about layers or care provider locators or AED locators, defibrillatoren in your neighborhood. AED sounds cool. And in my job at Unive, to keep it short, I meet quite a few projects concerning mobile health, and to be honest, they're ancient. Many of them stem from 2000, 2001. They're not compatible, and large companies often invested a lot in these projects, so they have to monetize it now, even if it's not compatible. So, as an insurance company, we have to be savvy, and we're just starting to be savvy. I'm pointing at the monitor to click, you see. It's just what Nick said, that leads to big expenses. Because I saw this last week at the Guy Kawasaki, his Holy Cow postures, and it says it all to me, because it's technologically great. It's very cool. It's a $250 million space toilet. Yeah, it's useful, maybe even necessary, but it's a bit expensive, especially considering the use base. And in a way, it's a crappy interface, literally. And along that come the business models that are ancient as well. Yeah, that's a Comic Sans font. I did it on purpose. And this should be the cheapest form of healthcare in the next few years. Just hiring the staff while they're still available. Maybe a third wave of guest workers could be an option. But now really, healthcare is about human-to-human relationships. It's not about tools and tech, it's about people. It's about relationships. Mobile accelerates it a lot, as you all know. And your relations will help you find the relevant and the credible information at the right time through the right channel, thanks to our tools. I don't know if you know Gunther Eisenbach, or Gunther Eisenbach, I don't know how to pronounce it. His concept of apomediation, which says there will be new types of intermediaries who are from outside of the system that can guide you towards your goal. So it's all about trust. You have to trust your guide, right? So I've got a question for you. Do you trust your health insurance company? Can I see some hands, please? There's free beers afterwards. Yeah, one, okay. I expected that. I already knew that. So consider the alternatives, especially with your electronic health records, EPD, het patiëntendossier. Who do you trust? Is it the government? Is it Google? Is it Microsoft? Is it the telcos, Vodafone, T-Mobile? Yourself. Great. Okay. Microsoft Health Vault is a platform developed by Microsoft to enable personal health record systems. And funny thing is that telcos in a few countries are the partners of Microsoft, so they're combining forces. And when it comes to trust, well, it's not something we can advertise to improve. So we've got a crappy image as well as an insurance company. So what can we do about that? This also doesn't help. This is a short map of healthcare situation in the Netherlands. Over here, this is actually the actual care. So that's a whole new world inside itself. Good question. This is the model of healthcare. So this doesn't help. If you want to trust us, trust is all about relationships and reliance. If you want to trust us, you have to rely on us. But this is the system we have to work with also. It's also an internal problem, but this is an external situation. And all these little bubbles don't communicate with each other well. The relationships internally aren't cool. So we can't rely on all partners. So that's an important barrier. So what's the holy grail then to build trust? And I'm now not speaking for our company, but I think for health insurers in general. When I say we have to ensure that the quality, the transparency, accessibility and affordability of healthcare in our country. And I think we must do that by enabling it, by enabling others to be able to develop their share, for instance, mobile health. We have to facilitate. And that way we can maybe, hopefully, reach trust. And when we reach trust, we can work on the relationships between ourselves as a payer, the patient, and the health providers. Because, like Nick told before, patients nor doctors are very eager to step into this new model of doing business in healthcare. And of course, there's the politics who are there as well. So in the light of the movements on mobile health between now and 2012, you can see them here, what should we do as an insurance company to enable developments? Step one. How did you call it, Bart? Ubiquity? We have to open up. Also, we've got a project going on in which we want to make a marketplace for all public health data. And we want others to connect to it as well. So we want to build everyone, we want everyone to build open APIs so to be able to add their own data. It's got a huge impact also on ourselves, internally speaking, because, well, what's a nice word for belly staring? We're not too, consumer oriented. And we have to shift from a patriarchal, authoritative insurer to a more feminine relationship builder type of organization. Thus, the shift from big brother to big sister. And we have to join forces. Oh, and These issues we have to tackle as well. They all mentioned it short, but do not underestimate the swamp. Do not, please. Healthcare is huge and swamp as well. So developers, entrepreneurs, you can help us. There are a lot of sensors at the moment. There is technology available, so use it. I've summed it up for you. I visualized it over here. On your mobile phone, on external devices, on internal devices inside of the body. For example, nanotech. Nanotech is real. It's not science fiction. These are carbon nanotubes. You can use your inkjet printer to print out these nanotubes. You can put a drop of blood on top of it and it will tell you what your hormones, what do you call it? How your hormones are doing. If you want to get pregnant, it's a really useful tool. Just by a regular inkjet printer and some nano ink. I'll skip this one because of the time, but I think this is also a big issue for the future. And what can you do? I've got traditional care on the left, and I got more the social care, social health on the right side. Please go building in those areas. Informal care is mantelzorg in Dutch. Mantelzorg is a huge market. It's worth about 8 to 11 billion euros in informal care, so it's not billed to anyone. And remind of the long tail of the rare diseases. I find very much opportunity. Many focus on the big six, diabetes, obesity, etc. But there 15% of population suffers from up to 6,000 rare diseases. And rare diseases is all about conflicts, often a misdiagnosis with their doctors, so that leads to trust breaches. So if we work on that, I think, and if you work on that, you can always contact me. Through this, I'll be available for you, and for now, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Yuri. Yeah, Yuri handed over the mic to Sam. So maybe one question from Twitter. Is there a question on Twitter?
Yeah, I've seen passing by one question by Postma. Is he in the audience? Hands? Yes, you are, okay. All the way. Remember what question you asked?
Kan dat in het Nederlands?
Ja, natuurlijk.
Je had net al even iets gezegd over die privacy issues. Het EPD is niet echt een succes geworden. Waarom gaat mHealth dan wel een succes worden?
Maybe you can translate the question in English.
Okay, if I understood correctly, he asked me why mHealth would be a success if the Dutch personal electronic medical record system, which the government wants to roll out, is not successful. Why will mHealth be successful? The answer is, I don't know. And the answer is, I shouldn't care. All I want to do is to enable as many parties as possible to do the best thing. And we have to lobby and talk to the government and say, well, we want it to be done like this. And if you don't use standards or other things, don't do it at all. I really don't know how to answer your question correctly, because the future will tell. But I think we have a big responsibility into, put our nose into things. So.
Okay, so let's leave it at that. It's a great question for the drinks.
Dutchlish is not
yeah, Dutchlish. Okay, thanks, Robert, for the wonderful presentation.